Happy freaking Friday, beautiful people. Welcome back to another Friday Live, and I hope you had a great week this week. And we just woke up from a nap because, that's that. So, we're having a little bedhead, so disregard that for a little bit. But, still wanted to come on here, check in with you guys, make sure you guys are having a good week, and hang out for a little bit, as we always do on our Fridays. And just have a good time for a little bit, okay? So as you're tuning in, I'd love to know a few things from you, okay? So I'd love to know what your first name is. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. And then I'd love to know something really good that's going on in your life right now, okay? So if you don't know who I am, my name is Connor. I'm from Pittsburgh. And something really good that's going on in my life is, what is going on? I don't even know. We're having a good start to 2024. We've been grinding out here, and we've been doing our best, So, but all is always good up in here. Okay, so So like I said, I'd love to know what your first name is. I'd love to know where you're tuning in from, like where you're living at, and then something good that's going on in your life right now. Okay, so. Yeah. What is going on? Okay, who we got? Okay. We got Mackenzie in the house. What is going on, Mackenzie? It's good to see you. Okay, if I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry. Please correct me. And, Kinley from Tennessee, playing basketball. Love that. What is going on, Danica from the desert? Still one piece dominated, one workout at a time. Danica's down, 20 pounds, 25 pounds almost now? I have to take a peek at your check and see where we're at right now, Danica. Love to see your face, Danica. Happy New Year, Pamela. Emily from Chicago. Grandpa had a good day. Okay, that's good to hear. Jesse from New Mexico, going to graduate nursing school in April. That's a big move. We got some big moves coming up, Jesse. Love to hear that. A few more months, yeah? Nursing school is definitely, I feel like, definitely something to be proud of. A big accomplishment coming up. We got Angie from Minnesota. No snow in Minnesota yet. All right, I feel like that's good news unless you're, a big snow fan, But I feel like no snow is probably the move most of the time. At least for me. Kristen from Dayton. Okay. What is going on, Kristen? We got Christian from Boston. What is going on, Keely? It's good to see you in here. Good check-in this week with heavier weights. I love to hear that, Keely. We love that. Yeah, I'll be taking a peek at check-ins later tonight. So thank you for letting me know about that, Keely. We got Bernard from Greenwood, South Carolina. Okay. Cool. Mela from Kenya. Cool. International. Love to see that. We got Jersey in the house. All right, we're back. I don't know what that was. I had to switch off of Wi-Fi real quick. So, we got Jamaica in the house. Heather from Vancouver, Canada. Newly married. All right, congratulations, Heather, newly married. It's exciting. Running this emergency room, helping all these people. Love to hear that. Jeremy from Trinidad and Tobago. Thankful for all God is doing in my life. Amen to that. Love from Jamaica. Happy New Year, bro. Happy New Year. Mackenzie, born and raised in Arizona, got an offer for good jobs just starting 2024, right? We love that, Mackenzie. We got nothing but good vibes in 2024, yeah? Jafia, happy Friday from Toronto. 2024 has been amazing so far, all thanks to God. Amen, Jafia. Let's go. Marianne from Jersey. We got more Jamaica. Chris from West Hollywood, right down the road. What's going on, Chris? I hope you visit the Philippines 2024. You never know. Maybe. Cheyenne from Southeast Kansas. What's going on, Cheyenne? 2023, bought a house, got married, and had a baby girl. He's currently watching me because she thinks it's a video chat. I love that. We love to see that. That sounds like a big 2023. I don't know. I feel like 2024 might top that, Who knows what God has in store for you, Ola from Nigeria. What is going on, Ola? Tammy, original from Butler, now from Ontario, Canada, learning to trust God more. Okay, I like that. That's close to where I grew up, okay? We got Mexico in the house, and God has been so gracious to my family and I. Amen. Hello from North Carolina. Start making workout videos. I know I kind of gotten away from the workout video scene. I'm in this little like period of social media where I'm like figuring out which direction I want to go in, as far as like how I want to make content and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking up a new camera because I appreciate all the feedback I got from my little story. I'm definitely going to I don't know exactly, I've kind of narrowed it down between a couple options, but I appreciate all the feedback on that little story post last night. And yeah, I love that you posted about your spiritual journey. I'm trying to be on the same path. We all try to get better every day. God is amazing. It's so great to see that from someone on this platform posting. You got it, of course. I'm kind of new to it, okay? I'm learning just like everyone is, just like you are. So yeah, what's going on, Sharon? Long time no see. What is going on, Sharon? We got more Philippines in the house. Revenge body is fire. Amen. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. All right. So we're just hanging out for a little bit today. No like Q&A or anything like that. What I kind of just wanted to get back into a little bit more stepping back into that fitness space. As far as like this live goes, is kind of just talking about how I've kind of my relationship with like body image, body dysmorphia, now stepping back into the like fitness gym, getting more like focused on that side of things. I kind of just wanted to walk you guys through like what I'm doing nowadays when it comes to fitness, and what I'm doing when it comes to like dieting and things like that, and my new like workout split, if it helps at all. So yeah, let's go, Sharon. Been grinding in the gym because of you. Thanks for the motivation. Let's go, Sharon. I love to hear that. Very proud of all that God is doing in and through you. Followed you since Love Island. Keep living for Christ. Amen. Thank you for that. I like your shirt. Sophia. Thank you. Cool. All right. So, yeah. So, yeah, nothing too like serious or anything like that, but, pretty much lately for me, do you like Robert Irvine Fit Crunch bars? I used to have those all the time, Sharon. Like, I used to have those from Costco a lot. I think Costco started to sell them. I remember when Costco, I don't know if they still sell them, but I remember when they started to sell those, like, crunch bars, Fit Crunch bars. They have, like, the mini ones. I know they have the bigger ones, but I used to eat those, like, all the time, like, at least one or two every single day. So, yeah, I'm definitely a big fan of those. So, yeah. But, yeah, as of now, we are currently bulking because I'm kind of done with all the competitions and things like that. Last year we did a powerlifting meet, we did a half Ironman. This year I was like, let me just pick a word this year. I never knew people did this about like picking a word until I started going to church last year, and they started talking about that. I'm like, I like that idea. So my word this year, I don't really know what my word last year was, but it was sort of like proving to myself that I could do some of these competitions and things like that, because I wanted to not just be this one pigeonholed person when it came to, sort of, fitness and things like that, right? Because I wanted to like step outside that a little bit more. Like I wanted to get stronger and stuff and train that way. And then I wanted to do like more endurance and cardio style training. So that's why we did the half Ironman. And so now, my word for this year is just to serve, like serve, that is my word for this year. And I just want to serve my peeps, you guys. I want to serve my clients. I just want to serve people and make them better because we cross paths, in our lives. Okay. So like, that's my word for this year, is to serve. And that's all I want to do this year. Okay. So that's my focus word. I don't know if you guys have a word that you guys are focusing on. And, but yeah, so that's really, what my focus point is this year. And so, when it comes to fitness, I'm just hitting my basics, and we're not really I'm still pushing myself. I'm still challenging myself. I'm just not gonna, I'm doing just things that I like genuinely are like my bread and butters, and that I just always have loved, and getting back into more of like bodybuilding style training. And I'm just like, that's always been my basics. That's always been my bread and butters. And that's kind of just what I'm just getting back into for the rest of this year. So yeah, I feel like my word of the year is discipline. I like that. I feel like that was my word that last year, pretty much last 2 years, probably. My word for this year as I turn 40 is peace. I like that. I like peace. I like peace. That was probably, I feel like that's like, I'm always about that. I think that's like a secondary word. That's like always my second word. If I have a second word, you know? But yeah, from UK, we got UK in the house. Cool. Awesome. So, yeah. So, yeah, just to catch you guys up to speed, because we did a little TikTok live last week, and TikTok live is not the move right now. So IG live is like always going to be the move from here on out on Fridays. So yeah, what is going on, Tommy from the UK? So yeah, I try to put others first. My word is humility. I like that, Angela from Minnesota. Humility. That's like my third word, you know? We're going to go serve, we're going to go peace, we're going to go humility. Those are going to be our top 3 words for this year, okay? I feel like you could do a lot with your life if those are your words, you know? If like you're just going to serve other people, you're going to be peaceful, and you're going to be humble. I feel like you can do a lot of things with your life if those like are your sort of like focus points, you know? So my word is humble. I like that, Brooklyn. I like that. But yeah, aside from that, to catch you up to speed, what we've been bulking. Resilience is the word. I love that. Missouri in the house. We've been bulking lately, so we officially hit the 200-pound mark again. When I was training for my half Ironman a few months ago, like we got down to like low 190s. So now we put on. If you don't live to serve others, then what are you doing? Amen. Amen. Agreed. But yeah, so we put on probably about like 10 pounds over the past few months. We've been bulking. This morning, I think I was the heaviest I've weighed in a while. We were 202.2. So it feels good to get back over 200 pound, being back in the 200 pound club. I'm really liking how my body is putting on and holding this weight, because I feel like that's something that I've always kind of struggled with in the past. Thank you, Jafia. Thank you very much. Is like, I always felt like, I feel like it's always this weird time when you were like, okay, I'm going to put on a lot of body weight. Obviously body fat percentage is going to come with that when you kind of go into maybe more of like a gaining phase and a bulking phase. And I think before I had a lot of maybe hesitancies to like really dive really into like a legitimate, serious like bulking phase, because I didn't want to not like how I looked in the mirror if I wasn't liking how my body fat percentage was like coming onto my body, right? And typically when I put on body fat percentage, like most people, it's going right to my like lower stomach and it's going right to my love handles, you know? So that's typically where, in like lower back, pretty much. That's where like all the fat is kind of stored right around your stomach and your organs. And that just is typically the most stubborn areas to lose your fat if you're trying to go into like a cutting phase too, right? So, but yeah, we're back into the 200 pound club, feeling really good. Kind of my focus points for this bulk are, I like to at least pick some kind of like focus point as far as when you go into like a bulking phase, because that is sort of like what is going to be my intention. So like when we cut back down, like this is what's going to be like what is it has grown from there, and this is what's going to be the points on my physique that have been brought up because I've kind of gone into this surplus of calories and things like that when it comes to the dieting and eating side too. Okay, so my focus point for this next like serious bulking phase, pretty much probably for the rest of winter and probably into spring. When you bulk, do you ever just pig out on unhealthy stuff, or do you keep it clean? Yeah, Sharon, honestly, man, like I keep it, for me, I keep it pretty clean. Like I've always done macros, so I think right now I'm eating at like 3,700 calories as far as like a daily basis goes. But for the most part, like, I mean, if you think like cookies like this are like clean, then I'd say I eat pretty clean. Like these are just like protein cookies basically. I eat a lot of those. I eat a lot of these like protein bars that you get at Costco. These Kirkland signature protein bars. But like I just eat a few more protein bars and I eat a few more cookies than I usually do. So it's pretty clean for the most part. I don't really have like these cheat meals or anything like that. Like honestly don't I feel like I'm just weird, like I don't have these like cravings a whole lot anymore. But yeah, I honestly keep it probably like relatively clean, if that makes sense. But yeah, so back to what I was talking about, like my focus points for this bulk is going to be bringing up my shoulders a little bit more. My arms and my shoulders are going to be my focus point. Because relatively speaking, I feel like I want to just get bigger arms and I want to get bigger shoulders, basically. Because I feel like that's kind of a weaker point on my physique when I do lose weight. So that's what I want to focus on. So yeah, the best flavors for these Jafia are chocolate mint. Actually, this is probably number 2. Chocolate chip is my favorite, classic. Chocolate donut is also good. I'd honestly probably say it goes chocolate chip, chocolate donut, and then chocolate mint, as far as Lenny and Larry cookies go. Those are my favorite flavors. But yeah, so we're trying out a new workout split too, and I'm like a different style of training as well. Because I feel like it's been time. I feel like my split has been getting like kind of stale. You ever feel like if you go through like a training phase and your training split, your training has just been getting like boring and like stale is like the best way I could describe it. Because like I've kind of felt like that's how I felt about working out. It's like I still love getting my workout in. I still love getting my fitness on. But something just I feel like needed to change. And so for me, I felt like my split just needed to change. So I used to be doing just like a 6-day split, taking my 7th day on Sundays, typically off, doing abs like every other day. And, you know, my split used to be sort of like a push-pull legs off split. So I was still hitting everything like twice per week. And I was taking like a full off day and full rest day on Sundays. But I think what I'm going to try and change it to is, for some reason, like I'm just someone that I like working out every single day. And everyone's different. Like everyone might not be able to work out every single day. Some people might only have like 3 days a week where that just works for them, right? Some people might have every day where they can work out and they just don't really want to, right? But for me, I like working out every day. Like I like to weight train every single day. I just love that time of my day. So I think my split that I'm gonna change it to is gonna be more of like it's just gonna be like an every kind of day thing where it's gonna be, you know, arm day, chest day, back day, leg day, and just rotating between those 4. Arm day, chest day, you know, putting that on the first part of like the week. It wouldn't be like more of like a weekly split. It'd be more of like every day I'm just following this split. You know what I mean? So it's like arm day, chest day, back day, leg day, arm day, chest day, back day, leg day. Like that's just what I'm going to be following between those 4 days, and just like rotating it every day, you know, and seeing what day I'm on. So, but yeah, what do you do when you get sick? I could be on the best streak, but then getting sick for a few weeks makes me lose motivation. Yeah, that's like, I feel like that's a great question because, I've honestly been someone that will still work out if I'm like feeling under the weather and I'm not feeling 100%. I'll just be like, let me see if this helps me feel any better, you know? And I feel like some days it does, sometimes it does, but I feel like sometimes it makes things like harder to get healthier, you know what I mean? So I'm always someone that would probably err on the side of I'm still going to work out, I'm still going to get my exercise in, rather than not, and to like sleep more and rest more and things like that. I'm probably someone that's more on like the side of I'm still going to get the training side of things in. I'm not going to like take a rest on the training side when I'm feeling sick, but maybe I'll like try and double up and be better on my diet, if that makes any sense. Like be better getting my micronutrients, my vitamins and minerals on this side of things, on the diet side, if I'm ever feeling like under the weather or sick, if that makes sense. So if I'm not feeling 100% as far as like my like immune system and health, and if I'm feeling kind of having like a cold or something like that, then I'll be like, okay, let me just try and like take extra vitamin C or and things like that, and get my fruits in, like a lot more fruit in, definitely taking my multivitamin every day, and not missing on the diet side. certainly not missing on the diet side, but like maybe doubling up and maybe being extra good on the diet side to make me feel better. But I'm also not going to miss on the training side too, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's probably what I would probably do, Sharon. And yeah, everyday diet is, I do macros. So my macros right now, if it fits your macros, I track on my Fitness Pal. I've been doing that for 10 years probably, and it's just the best, healthiest relationship with food I've ever found when it comes to dieting. Yeah. And calories right now for me are at like 3,700. Proteins always at body weight. I always try and get my body weight in grams of protein. Carbohydrates are probably at 520 grams right now, and then fats at 90 grams. So those are my macros. And yeah, but back to like my split that I've been doing. So the way that I've also adjusted sort of my training style is, before I felt like I was working out for like an hour and a half on for my weight training. Like I'd work out for like 90 minutes, and I feel like at the end of the workout, like I feel like I still wouldn't get like a good enough workout. So I've kind of adjusted that. So like I was saying, I'm on this like 4-day split now that's just rotating every day. My Fitness Pal is a bomb, so definitely recommend that. Doing just arms, chest, back, legs, arms, chest, back, legs. And shoulders is probably going to be thrown into chest day too. So, but I think I'm going to cut down my workouts more to like 45 minutes to an hour and just be a little bit more like intense when it comes to my workouts. So, when it comes to your total volume, I don't really dive too deep into like the science of everything and things like that, but I can like nerd out on that if I wanted to. And so we're going to nerd out for just a second right here. So, so when it comes to your total volume, when it comes to training, the way that you're going to grow muscle, the way that you're going to put on muscle, the way that you're going to grow a certain part of your body is going to be from, one, eating in a caloric surplus, eating enough food that your body has to put on, body weight, essentially, put on muscle to support your training that you're doing in the gym. And then 2 is going to be a concept called progressive overload in the gym. So what does progressive overload mean? Basically means that you're just doing more volume over time, if that makes sense. So volume equates to the number of reps you do, the number of sets you do. It's basically the number of reps times the number of sets times the weight that you're doing, okay? That's total volume. What progressive overload is increasing all of, that total volume over time, okay? So, yeah. So basically, when it comes down to my daily workouts, I'm going to do about like 10 sets of working sets. So working sets is like a legitimate set. So it doesn't count your warm-ups. It doesn't count any drop sets you're doing on the back end of an exercise or supersets, really. It's just like a legitimate one set. If you're doing like 2 or 3 sets of like 10 reps, like those are working sets, okay? Those are your working sets. So my like idea and approach to how I'm going to do my training nowadays and my total volume is I'm going to do 10 sets of muscle group, 10 working sets per muscle group per day. So, and at least hit, each muscle group twice per week. So it's super basic. It's super simple. So if I'm doing, let's say I did chest today. So I did 10 working sets of chest today, like chest exercises. I think I did 3 sets of incline barbell bench. I did 3 sets of machine push press, and then I did like 3 sets of some kind of machine fly. Okay. And so I think I did a drop set on my push press, and I did a drop set on my machine fly, and that is really all that I did. And I did some shoulders at the end too, and some abs. So I'm just like really simplifying it all. I'm making my workouts more intense. So like I'm going harder when it comes to my sets. I'm like putting on some good music that I really like when I'm doing my working sets. So I feel like I'm getting like a really good workout in. I feel like I'm stimulating my muscles to a point where like they're going to grow, and I'm forcing them to grow. And I'm being better on my like diet and my nutrition, where if it means like I need to do my pre-workout, so I need to get in the zone and ready to go when it comes to my workouts, I'm making sure that I do that. and I'm being good on my nutrition on the back end of it. Like when I get done, I'm getting my protein, I'm getting my carbs around when I'm doing my workouts. So, yeah, that's really just how I'm doing my training now. And, you know, if I'm doing arm day, I'm doing 10 sets of triceps, 10 working sets of triceps, 10 working sets of biceps. If I'm doing, like I said, chest day, we're doing 10 working sets for chest. If we're doing back day, we're doing 10 working sets for back. If we're doing legs, we're doing 10 working sets for quads, 10 working sets for hams, and probably a little bit on glutes too. So really what that equates to at the end of the week is just 20 working sets of a muscle group. So that is really what the basics of a foundation of like a basic workout split that you can think of. So I'm not doing any more than like 20 working sets for a specific muscle group on a weekly basis, if that makes sense, right? So if you think of like a bro split where you're doing like chest day, back day, arm day, shoulders day, leg day, like those 5 days, if you're just doing like 20 sets of chest because you're doing chest once a week, that's great. Okay, maybe you do like 5 exercises for 4 sets, you know, that's 20 sets right there. Boom, you're good. You get to back day, you're doing 5 exercises, 4 sets of everything, 20 sets, good. When you're going to arms, you're doing same thing. Maybe you would do, your arm day might be a little bit longer because you're doing biceps and triceps, but that's basically the foundation in like principles and pillars of just how I'm doing my training now. And I'm just like really enjoying working out again. And, it's just been a lot better time for me. And I've got these like goals that I'm working towards when it comes to growing my shoulders a little bit more, growing my arms a little bit more. And so, hopefully pushing the heaviest I've been, which is probably around my powerlifting meet this June. I think I was at like 213 was like the max that I ever hit. Yeah, if you work out 4 days a week, how much of that should be cardio? It depends. So cardio is sort of this tool that you can use that, I don't know. I've always been a fan of controlling your weight via your diet and not using cardio as much, if you don't need it. But, I'm also sort of shifting my perspective on cardio as a whole, because I think it does a lot for like cardiovascular health and things like that too. So ideally, if we can just get like a certain number of steps per day, I think that's awesome. It's going to help with like heart health and a lot of other things, right? So that's going to be, if you're someone that just wants to get like steps in on a daily basis and that's easier for you, by all means, let's do steps. But if that means we need to do like go to the gym and like actually do a certain amount of cardio every day, I'm all for that too. So like, I'm probably on the side of a fan of being like, if we're not going to do steps, let's just walk for 30 minutes, basically, get like a walk in for 30 minutes or do some kind of cardio, like at the gym if you want to split it between like a workout, a warm up and a cool down for like 15 and 15 and your shirt's just a little sweaty. If I go on the Stairmaster for 30 minutes, my shirt's going to be like sweating, and it's on level 10 on the Stairmaster that I use. Like I'm going to be sweating a little bit, so that's really probably my approach, nowadays to cardio kind of overall. But, yeah, so that's just kind of like what I'm doing with my workout nowadays, my workouts and how I'm like my approach to fitness, my approach to bulking and things like that. And like kind of just reminding yourself that, yeah, of course you got that. That like if your like intention is to like, grow, put on muscle, right? If you want to put on muscle, change your physique, things like that, then, typically, unless you're a newbie, the only way to do that is to go into a caloric surplus, eat a little bit more food than you're used to, progressively overload when it comes to volume, when it comes to your training, and go hard in the gym. That's really the formula for success and recipe for changing your physique and things like that. And then also adding in like a mindset thing, a perspective of like, I'm gonna put on some body fat. I'm gonna put on some weight. You know, I'm gonna put on some body fat percentage. Typically, the ratio is typically 50-50. So if you're putting on, I've gained 10 pounds this past few months. You know, probably about 3 pounds per month over the past 2 or 3 months. Probably 5 of that's been fat. Probably 5 of that's been muscle. And that's probably a good expectation when it comes to like ratio, as far as expecting how much fat you're going to put on, how much muscle you're going to put on. The ratio is going to err a little bit more towards muscle when you're first starting. So like the more training experience that you have, it's going to be a little bit more even, if that makes sense. And so, yeah. So that's really all I got. That's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you hanging out with me for a little bit. I always like this time. And, I'd love to see you come back next week, see what we talk about. Probably be a Q&A next week. I don't really know. But, yeah, like I said, like I always say, like just have a safe Friday night. Have a safe weekend. I love you guys. I'm probably going to go catch a sunset in a little bit. And I'll see you guys next week, okay? All right, love you guys, and see you soon. Peace.